Welcome to stage 11 of Ghost Babel. We're in the final stretch of the game. We're now in the maintenance base trying to destroy Metal Gear. At the start, we equip our card and go into this room to pick up the Nikita launcher and ammo. We need the Nikita, so it's very convenient that Nikita's here since we skipped it earlier. Then pick up the ammo in this order. And then we're going to go left immediately. Past that camera. And now we're going to skip using the Nikita, even though we just picked it up, by sidling across the wall like that. Be very careful when you're trying to run into this position that you don't run into the floor like that. Just hold down left immediately and try to run straight at that at this line right here. And then run along the top side of this wall, and this position will allow you to put a C4 down perfectly and then blow yourself up like that. Now you could alternatively use Nikita here as well. You could turn around like this, equip your Nikita, blow it up immediately in your face, and then run through. However, doing that method, you're wasting a Nikita, and honestly, I'd rather waste the C4 than the Nikita, so this is how I do it. How I learned it from LCC. Just run to the corner, run up left, past this floor. And then we're going to blow up this wall, like so. Pick up the ration. Pick up the ID card. Now once you're about here or here, you're going to turn to this side and blow up the panel like that. Be aware that the reason why I'm lined up here or here is because I want to be able to hit the panel like so. If you're too low, you're going to have to make an adjustment like that. So being in line makes the whole process easier and faster. Then once you get to this corner, once you get past that corner, you're going to fire Nikita again. And you want to turn it, ideally you turn it so it's following that gray line, but if it's a little bit below it, it's not a big deal. Just be aware that if you're too low, you're going to have to turn it into the panel. And you don't want to shoot and turn too early. Hit that panel and go left. Now this next room depends on whether you used a chaff in stage 9 or not. You're always going to knock out this guard. However, at this point, if you do have a chaff to spare, throw chaff before going on this wall, and then you can run by this camera and return to the room we started in. However, if you did use a chaff in stage 9, you're going to need to run through this on alert. Go against the wall, camera spots you, and I like to throw my stun right here, knock out these two guards, and then try to run past that third. If you don't have stuns, just hope you don't get smacked. That's how that works. And then in this room, it is faster to throw a stun rather than knocking this guard out by about 40 frames. So either you knock him out like that, or you throw a stun like so, and then run on by. Again, that saves about 40 frames, which is 2/3 of a second, more or less. And now we're going to run along these floors so we can get to this door and ride the elevator down to floor 50. And yes, I did say floor 50. This is a 50-floor elevator ride. But thankfully, since we're tutorializing, we don't need to sit through all that in real time. And you want to equip your chaff grenade before entering this room. Either equip it now or equip it in like a minute. So this guard, he moves along this path, avoiding mines, kind of like Meryl in Metal Gear Solid 1. But his path is really inefficient, so we're not going to do that. Instead, this is the path we're going to take. I'm just going to show it first and then explain it. There's not too much to explain, thankfully. So, you run along this line, and then you need to pass this corner right here, before you turn left. If you turn too early, you're going to run into a mine. So don't do that. Wait until you get past that corner. Don't run like that, because you'll run into a mine there as well. Go along the wall, along the wall. Pretty simple. So run up to this line, diagonal at that corner, run along the wall, run along the wall. And you can hold down left past this sleeping guard. He's not going to see you, or maybe he is. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Safely run past the guard. Like that. Run around him. Don't need to bother him. So once you open this door, we're about to deal with a really annoying part of this run. And it's this laser room. Equip your thermal goggles and chaff grenade before you enter this room, okay? Before you enter this room, equip both. And then you're gonna hold down left immediately. Now the reason why you want to hold down left immediately is it's a little bit easier to judge whether the laser's there or not. Just additional room. You don't want to run into these lasers, my friend, because if you do, you're gonna die. And you're going to spawn all the way back at this elevator. Not fun. So hold down left, see if you get past the lasers. If not, it's okay, just wait it out. So this is actually pretty good luck, what we're seeing right here. But when you're running forward, oops, don't throw like that. Don't throw like along the path, because as you saw right there, I got caught by the camera right before the chaff exploded. I've had this happen to me on PB runs. It's really annoying. Don't do that. There's a very easy fix to not have that happen, and that is by throwing along the wall. So we're just going to hold down left and run like that, okay? And the moment you enter this room, you need to hold up left. Now at this point, you have an option. Either you go straight to the door, equip your card, and then run through normally, or you're going to run into this guard's vision, and then the doors will open, kind of like stage 6, and you don't have to open them yourself. The issue with that strat is there's 2 factors of RNG. With these guards. This guard could look around and waste your time and not spot you, or when you go to the next room, you're going to get knocked down. This is what the risky strat looks like. That guard right there, he could smack you, so just be aware of that. So the moment you enter this room, you're going to equip your card again, then go back to your thermos, equip your C4, run through here, and now we're gonna blow up walls. This is a maze, but we know how to get through the maze. So we're gonna run around. Hopefully not get shot or smacked by that guard. It can happen. Alright, very important that this wall and this wall, you plant right on the wall. The other walls, you don't actually need to do that, but with these walls, you do. So get right up on those walls, plant the C4. If you plant it like that, it's not going to blow up. Even if you plant it like this, it's not going to blow up. Get right on the wall. And it's about like right here you can stand. around there is where you want to stand while the C4 blows up. Okay, so this next room, you can also throw a stun in. You can either just run through like this, but you can get shot or smacked, and that's kind of annoying. Or you can throw a stun. Now, you don't want to throw a stun like that. Like, don't throw a stun immediately when you enter this room, or else you'll get smacked. You could get smacked right back in. Run over here, throw the stun. And re-equip your C4. And instead of waiting out that trap by going back and forth, just use a ration instead. Blow up the wall, take the damage, and then run on through. And then blow up this wall. Run on through. We're done blowing up walls, thankfully. At this point, equip your card and your Nikita. Blow up that panel. And pick up card 6. And this is the final spot where we could throw stuns. Now, I'm getting lucky because these guards are coming from the other side. Usually they come from that door we're running towards. But if they're coming from that door, if they're coming from this door, just throw a stun along the wall. But I got lucky and they're coming from behind, so I can just run on through. Just be aware of that. Or just try to run past them, who cares. Dip into that room to remove the alert. And then once this door opens, just like before, we want to equip our thermos and our chaff to see what's going on with that laser. Wait. Okay, so this is a really important detail to talk about. So you can see the camera over here. Right now it's sitting over there. I'm going to wait a moment. So as you can see, the camera spots me. However, if I'm like this, even though the camera is in line with me, it can't spot me until I'm actually able to see it. So bear that in mind, that even though the camera should spot you, if it's not on screen, it's not there. It is there, as you can see from the radar, but it's not there in the way that it actually causes the alert. If you have to wait around a bunch over here, you should throw your chaff around here, okay? You could alternatively use the box, but that's really slow. Okay? So just throw your chaff up here if the camera gets that far to the side, then run on through. Don't be super risky if you're new to the game. There's no reason to. You're going to lose a lot of time if you get caught there. Actually, let's just see where we die. I actually do not remember. We'll see together where... I think you go way back. Yeah, that's not good. So, this room, as you can see, is pretty terrible if you get caught in either position. So, don't let it happen to you. Don't let it happen to you. So, we're going to go through this room again and do that, or equip the card like this. And then we're going to go into this room. The reason is the way that this room works, if we didn't do that, we would get caught either by the camera over here or get caught by the guard. So you dip into this room, dip out, go around the boxes like that, go through this door, and now we're going to head to floor 98. At this point, you're going to want to equip your Galil assault rifle. Now we can actually see Metal Gear. So this room's movement is pretty rough. You want to knock out this guard as late as possible and pick up everything in this room. The reason why you want to knock this guard out as late as possible is he typically runs to this door And getting caught here means you're going to lose like 20 seconds, so don't do that. Knock this guard out as late as possible. Pick up everything you need to pick up as quickly as you can. And even there, I got caught. This room can be a real pain. Try to do it as efficiently as possible. But that's how you want to do it. Ooh, that's later. Don't worry about that guy yet. But don't run into him like that. It's not what you want either. I mean, if you want to be really safe, you could just delay a moment until he moves closer to the middle of the room. Then you'll have more time to go to the door. Sometimes he'll look around before he turns, so you got kind of lucky there. But just be very crisp with your movement in here. Otherwise, you might run into some issues. This room, there are grenades over here, but they're so out of the way that it's not worth it. And there's chaff on the right side. We don't need chaff. Game gives you a bunch of chaff right at the end, but we really don't want chaff. Go down to floor 99. Knock this guard out. And if you need a ration, you should pick this one up, not the one at the end of the stage. Pick this ration up. It's a bit faster. And we don't need any of the other stuff in that room. Alright, so we're approaching Viper. This fight is, if executed properly, is very straightforward, but it can get away from you pretty easily, depending on your movement and when you shoot. Now, Viper is behind this door, but this is the ration I was talking about that's slow, and if you don't have the 5.7, you can actually pick up the 5.7 over here. So before you enter this room, equip your rations. You're just going to have your rations equipped for the rest of the game anyways, so you might as well just equip them now. So at the start of the fight, Viper could go top right or bottom right. I prefer bottom right. So whenever he makes that little chime noise, that means the wires have disappeared and like they're not existing anymore. If you're slow, crawl underneath the wires until he makes the chime again, and then they'll disappear as he sets up the next set. If you ever get hit by the wires, he'll stop in position wherever he is and try to blow up the panels underneath you, like so. Which you could use to your advantage, but really you don't want to take the damage if you don't have to. As you can see, I'm just kind of following a path back and forth because he always goes across unless you're in weird positions. He'll keep on running diagonally across the room. And you'll know that you're good to hit him once the chime happens. His iframes aren't consistent depending on what path he takes in the room. He may be out of iframe once he hits the corner. He might be out of iframes once the chime happens. So just be patient and pay attention to his iframes. You have bullets to spare here, so it's okay to just like auto fire if you want. Just don't waste too many bullets, because you do need them for stage 13. You can see, just running back and forth diagonally. You can crawl underneath the wire if you want. Just be very careful when you're crawling underneath that you don't stand up too early. If he ever goes upright like that, that's where I stop to shoot. And the earlier you shoot, the better, because then you're already moving into the next position. And we can beat him to where he's gonna go, like this. Now I'm just literally rinsing and repeating. And that's the fight, right? Now, if you mess up your movement and he gets away from you, it's okay. Like, you're gonna lose some time, but just make sure you follow where he's going, because you don't want to get caught out in the middle. And as you can see, you're gonna get all different kinds of patterns with the tripwires. It's not static. As you can see, I'm just running up and down, shooting across. Like I said, it's a pretty simple fight as long as you can execute the movement properly. You just don't want, you want to stick to him so he doesn't move in a way that makes it hard to follow where he's going. As you can see, you can also shoot kind of past the corner of these little barriers like that. But again, just be careful on your shot. You don't want to waste time by missing, and then the wires are going to be active faster, and then it's going to be harder to follow them around the room, so on and so forth. So that pretty much covers Black Arts Viper. Let's do a full demo run, shall we? Well, before you approach this door, equip your card. Now we're going to pick up everything in this room. We need it all. Get spotted by the camera, run around this corner, and now we're going to skip having to use Nikita a little bit. Hold down left. Try to get into position and hold down on the wall so you can go against the wall. Go along that top wall and then drop a C4, blow yourself up. Go through that door. Blow up this wall. Pick up the C4 or the ration. Food is not a bomb, I can assure you. Pull out the Nikita, blow up the panel. Now we're gonna run our way down, down, down to about here. Turn the Nikita so you'll hit the panel without having to adjust. Now we're gonna pick up some C4. Knock out this guard. And if you have a chaff, throw it here. And by chaff, I mean the third chaff. 2 chaff should always be safe for the laser room. Always, 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 unless the room will be pretty slow that way. Equip your stuns if you have them. Stun this guard. It's faster than knocking him out. And the alert will clear once we get into this room. And then we're going to go through this door and we're going to head into floor 50. Equip my chaff. About a minute later, we're now on this floor. And this guard's going to do his lame, slow path. We're going to do the faster path. Follow the upper line past this corner. So then turn there, follow the wall, pick up the C4, go through the room. Make sure to equip your thermos before you go into this room so you can see what's up with the first set of lasers. Throw your chaff. Hopefully don't get trolled by the lasers. That was really good, by the way. Get spotted by that guard if you want to go risky. Go back to the card. Go back to the thermos. Equip your C4. And now we're going to blow up some walls. And we'll go through this office space, I guess. Offices and boxes. Go into this room. Go along the wall. Make sure you're right on the wall. That was too close. I think it's like, yeah, a little bit past that. And you can pick up your stuns here. Knock these guards out if you wish. And we're going to equip our C4 again. And the rations. Blow up this wall. And we're going to go up here and blow up the panel. Try to turn sharply if you can, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Then we get card 6. So in this situation, I still was able to run by them without using a stun, but be aware that you might want to use a stun there. Open this door, re-equip the thermos, equip your chaff. Be patient. Don't mess up. Messing up here is really costly. I'm going to do the risky strat yet again. Generally it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Then run around the boxes. And now I'm going to equip my assault rifle and the card. Wait for this elevator. Almost there. Great. Now we're going to go through this room, hopefully not get spotted, because that's a big waste of time. Again, if you want to be safe, just let them move a little bit forward, then knock them out. See how tight that can be? It's pretty spooky. Don't go into that room, we're going to go straight to the elevator. For a mercifully short elevator ride that's not 48 floors, knock this guard out. You can pick up this ration if you feel like you have the need. Ideally, the last ration we pick up is that one that we picked up on the first floor, but you know, it's okay to pick up both. It's not a big deal. I'll be honest, I don't know if that ration may actually be faster than the one on the first floor. I haven't checked. I will update the guide later if that is the case. Gander moves across, and now we're going to go fight Blackheart's Viper. Pay attention to whether he goes upright or bottom right at the start. Make sure to efficiently go diagonally across the room, so that we can follow him efficiently and not get blown up. If the lines do get activated, just crawl underneath them until he chimes it and then resets the lines. So we went upright, I go into that position, and crawl underneath that line. Once the chime happens, it's all good. Just keep on shooting him. See, I'm running more or less up and down. Avoiding the lines. And here, I can actually just take the damage, blow up the line, and then cause them to stay right in front of me for the end right there. It is faster in that way to blow yourself up, but just be aware of your health when you do something like that. And that is stage 11. So see you next time for stage 12 and 13, which are much shorter than stage 11. as we finish out Metal Gear Ghost Babel.